Good morning, everybody. It's April 16th. It's about 5 a.m. and I have an unfortunate update for everyone. That little birdie did not make it. I made an executive decision based on the fact that I lack another heat lamp, and I didn't have a box that would work to put both a waterer and a feeder in, and or put them somewhere else with another heat lamp to do that. So I made the executive decision to dispatch that chick because I was not going to reintroduce that chick to this batch of chicks. It's too risky. As is, these chicks are probably already at risk, and I'm going to be introducing some antibiotics into their water later today when I refill that in about, I don't know, half an hour or so. That water is almost empty, so I'm going to be putting some antibiotics in there. I have a powder batch of antibiotics that I got from Tractor Supply a while back. And that'll at least head off any infections potentially that might be streaming through the flock from that one bird. Hopefully that one bird did not spread anything, but I'm going to get ahead of it. It's just upsetting. I really don't like losing birds. I take a lot of pride in having 100% runs. I've had more of those than I've had losses. Loss runs, but I've had bad runs too. I have had terrible runs. I've had runs where my birds have gotten sick and I've lost 70 to 80% of the flock. So sometimes you can do what you can do, but you make a mistake you don't realize you made with biosecurity or something else, and next thing you know, you've got birds dropping dead left and right. That's why you got to be on top of this sort of thing. If you start seeing a sick bird, you got to watch it. And if it's behaving weird, it's not even sick. If you see a bird behaving oddly or you think it's behaving oddly, you need to watch it. And that's what I've been doing for the last couple of days with that one particular bird. I watched it for a couple of days, and today I was watching it this morning, and I was like, yeah, I just didn't really like where it was going, so I checked it out. And then that's when I heard that wet clicking noise. That's not normal. If you hear that in a young chick, typically indicates something wrong with the lungs. Could be a lung infection, could be that they just drank water and inhaled water in their lungs. I don't think that's the case with this particular bird because I've been watching it for a couple days and it hasn't been drinking, hasn't been eating very much, and it hasn't eaten at all in the last several hours before I dispatched it. Like, by several hours, I mean the last 12 hours that I've watched it off and on. I never saw it at the food or the water. It may have drank or ate when I wasn't around, it's possible. But given its behavior and that wet clicking noise, I decided to make the executive decision not to take a chance with the rest of my flock. And I had no safe place to put it that would be humane for it, so I dispatched it as the only option that was humane. So that's something you got to take into account when raising backyard chickens, whether you're doing it for eggs or meat. When you've got young birds like this, little chicks, you've got to pay attention. You got to watch out and see if they're getting sick. You got to be really having your thumb on the pulse of the flock to make sure nothing's going on. You see, I noted in the last video how energetic these birds are. If you see one bird or a couple birds not being energetic and lethargic, you need to pay attention to that. That's one of the things I noticed real quick about that bird. It was lethargic. He just kept standing in the center of the swimming pool here I've got set up, little kiddie pool, and it didn't react to me. All these other birds, if I get up and walk towards them, they run away from me. They get really excited about me being near them. Whereas that bird was not excited about me doing anything. It just stood there, and that made me concerned that it might have had a fever or it was delirious or something was going on with it. So the only humane thing to do in that situation, and the only smart thing to do with the rest of the birds at risk, is to get rid of that bird. So I dispatched it. And it's unfortunate because I hate losing animals. I really hate losing birds because you put a lot of work into these animals. And if you lose them, you really feel it. You got one over here coming near me to go eat, looks like. But that's all I got. Just want to do a quick update and let everybody know that I've lost one chick so far, exactly 1 week in. So that's where we're at.